Your life as a human is what happens between your first inhalation and your last exhalation. You've probably heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the base of the pyramid is immediate physical survival. Then, at the second level, there is safety and security. The third level is love and belonging, the fourth is self-esteem and compassion, and the fifth is self-actualization. This closely resembles the 7 chakras, though instead of 5 levels, the chakras are divided into 7. Maslow's later models added 2 more layers, aligning almost perfectly with the chakras. If we take the bottom layer of the pyramid, immediate survival, we can divide it further. Maslow talks about food, shelter, water, and other basic needs. However, upon deeper reflection, we can see that oxygen, breathing, is the most essential. Without oxygen, everything else loses importance. Maslow emphasized that if basic needs are not met, nothing else matters. It makes no sense to talk about love if someone is freezing. First, they must be warmed. And it makes no sense to worry about body temperature if they are not breathing. Therefore, it all begins with breathing. Considering how essential breathing is, it's surprising that we are not taught to breathe correctly from a young age. It's assumed everyone knows how to breathe, but that's not the case. Breathing is fundamental to our existence and should be one of the first things we learn to do correctly. But breathing is not just about inhaling oxygen. It goes much further. In this video, we will explore the fundamental importance of breathing in our spiritual journey and its crucial influence on our physical and emotional health. We will discover the nature of prana and how learning to direct it through the nadis with pranayamas or breathing exercises can elevate our consciousness and spiritual energy, and even awaken the kundalini. We will also reveal the correct way to breathe and the great benefits it will bring us. At the end of the video, I will show you some practical exercises to achieve this. In Hindu philosophy, prana is a fundamental concept referring to the life force or vital energy that permeates the universe and sustains life. Derived from Sanskrit, prana literally means life or vital breath. It is considered the energy flowing in all forms of life and is essential for maintaining both physical and mental health. The concept of prana, or vital energy, has equivalents or similar concepts in various traditions and cultures around the world. Qi in traditional Chinese medicine, Ki in Japanese tradition, and Mana in Polynesian cultures and other cultures of Oceania. As humans, prana is our creative life force. The more energy we have at our disposal, the more we can manifest our mental creations. Using proper techniques, prana can unlock our creativity, intuition, and manifestation power, even leading us to spiritual enlightenment. In yoga, anatomy and physiology extend beyond the physical body, encompassing various subtle bodies. According to the Taittiriya Upanishad, there are several bodies in our system, especially 5 important bodies: the physical body and 4 more subtle bodies. The order of these bodies is not based on their physical location, but rather from the densest to the subtlest. For example, the pranic body is much subtler than the physical, and the mental body is even subtler than the pranic. Each body becomes more subtle as it approaches the spirit, your true essence. Prana serves as the link between body and spirit, but due to bad habits and blockages in both the physical body and the subtle bodies, this connection is often very weak, preventing us from fully connecting with our true essence, I am. Without prana, there is no life in the material realm. In Hindu culture, it is said that death is nothing but prana leaving the body. Prana is the life force circulating through our body. We can use breathing as its vehicle. Just as a well-maintained vehicle allows us to move easily, when our breathing is optimal, prana can flow freely and supply more energy to our body, achieving a deeper connection with our spirit. Therefore, by working on our breathing, we are optimizing prana in our system, in our energy. Prana is not only found in the air we breathe, but is present in everything around us. We obtain it from the earth element through the food we consume, from the water element through the liquids we drink, from the air element by taking in oxygen through our breathing, and from the fire element through the energy radiated by the sun. We can increase our prana intake by choosing to consume unprocessed, natural, and fresh foods. The same applies to water. There is a big difference between drinking water that springs directly from a source and drinking tap or bottled water. There are different ways to revitalize water, such as restructuring water, known as structured water. It involves creating vortices that revitalize water at a molecular level, returning properties to the water similar to those found in flowing natural water. Sunlight is another source of prana. When we spend time outdoors under sunlight, we absorb its energy through our skin and eyes. This energy helps regulate our circadian rhythms, boosts our mood, and supports overall health. Of all these elements, the most crucial and constantly available to us is air. Furthermore, it is the one we have constant and unlimited access to. Prana permeates everything. It is the divine spark animating all existence in the material world. Through air and our breathing, we learn to manage and distribute it throughout our body, revitalizing us and elevating our levels of consciousness. Through breathing techniques known as pranayamas, one can learn to consciously move and increase prana, activating the primordial energy kundalini that leads to a state of enlightenment or samadhi. Prana means life force, breath, or respiration. Yama means control. Pranayama is the control of life force. At its most basic level, it is breath control, the simple mechanics of breathing. But where is prana stored and through what does it circulate? There are around 72,000 nadis in our body, carrying prana throughout our system. The word Nadi literally translates to channel or conduit. These 72,000 nadis are channels through which energy flows. Among them, 3 are the most important for spiritual development: Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, which we will discuss further. If your energetic body has any kind of blockage, your nadis are not functioning properly. There is an energetic blockage somewhere. Through the use of breath, we can consciously influence and alter the energy or prana flowing through our body. That's why learning to breathe correctly is the foundation for better health and for elevating our consciousness and energy both physically and mentally. By increasing our amount of prana, we can more directly influence the world around us, enhancing our power of manifestation in the physical plane. The more energy or prana we have available, the easier it becomes to manifest our desires in the material world. As we already know and have extensively covered on the channel, everything is energy, prana, chi, kai. Therefore, becoming skilled in the art of managing this energy grants us greater creative power. Accumulating prana and eliminating energetic blockages raises our vibration. By elevating our vibration to higher and more positive levels, we resonate at higher frequencies that attract situations and things aligned with those vibrations into our lives. Moreover, having more energy or prana translates into greater focus and attention, essential for any manifestation. For example, when practicing the law of assumption, which involves assuming the desired outcome as if we were already experiencing it, a higher level of prana allows for clearer and deeper visualizations, shortening the time between visualization and materialization of the final result. The first thing we must do to improve our prana levels and eliminate blockages is to breathe correctly, not just during practices, but throughout the day. The correct way to breathe is through the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscle that separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. It is crucial for breathing as it controls how we inhale and exhale air. When we inhale, the diaphragm contracts and moves downwards, increasing the space in the thoracic cavity and allowing the lungs to expand. This creates a negative pressure that draws air into the lungs. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upwards, compressing the lungs and expelling air. From an anatomophysiological perspective, the diaphragm not only facilitates efficient breathing, but also plays a crucial role in the functional separation between vital organs for immediate survival and organs necessary for long-term health. Above the diaphragm are the heart, lungs, and brain, all essential for immediate stress or danger response, sympathetic nervous system. When facing a fight or flight situation, the sympathetic nervous system directs most of the energy to these organs to ensure survival. On the other hand, below the diaphragm are the liver, kidneys, stomach, pancreas, and intestines, essential for long-term functions like digestion, metabolism, and toxin elimination, parasympathetic nervous system. When the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, more energy is directed to these organs to maintain overall health and well-being. This functional division is not coincidental, but deeply rooted in human anatomy and physiology. The diaphragm acts as a physical and functional barrier between these two physiological worlds. The diaphragm not only facilitates efficient breathing by expanding and contracting the lungs, but also plays a crucial role in distributing bodily energy according to the organism's immediate and long-term demands. Chest breathers focus on expanding the chest when inhaling, activating the sympathetic nervous system. This type of breathing puts the body in defense mode, raising heart rate, tensing muscles, and accelerating the mind, keeping it in a state of stress and anxiety. The fight-or-flight system is activated, cutting off blood flow to abdominal organs, hindering processes like digestion and potentially contributing to chronic long-term diseases. In contrast, diaphragmatic breathers use the diaphragm, which flattens like a plate when inhaling. This downward movement expands the lungs while massaging organs such as the liver, stomach, pancreas, kidneys, and intestines, creating space for breathing in lower areas. This diaphragmatic massage not only increases oxygen in the lungs, but also benefits blood circulation, the digestive system, and the lymphatic system, essential for the immune system. Diaphragmatic breathing not only improves oxygenation and function of abdominal organs, but also promotes better circulation and immune health. It is a natural technique that, though often overlooked in modern societies, is fundamental for comprehensive health and physical and emotional well-being. When you breathe diaphragmatically without moving the chest, a calming effect occurs on the nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system begins to slow down, while the parasympathetic nervous system is stimulated. This type of breathing signals to the brain that all is well, increases your concentration, changes your brainwave patterns, reduces anxiety, improves mental clarity, and increases your levels of consciousness and prana. To check if you are breathing correctly using the diaphragm, place one hand on your lower abdomen and the other on your chest. If you're doing it correctly, you should notice how your abdomen expands with each inhalation, while your chest remains still. Lying on your back makes it easier to check. Pay attention to your breathing throughout the day and correct it if necessary. Over time, this will become your habitual breathing pattern. This simple habit can make a big difference in your quality of life as well as your levels of energy and awareness. After highlighting the importance of diaphragmatic breathing in our daily lives, we are ready to move towards specific pranayamas to elevate our internal prana. Returning to the Nadis, as mentioned earlier, there are 3 of them that are fundamental for the circulation of prana: Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Ida. Traditionally associated with feminine energy, this Nadi runs along the left side of the spinal axis, controlling mental functions and emotions, and is linked with the moon and cooling. Pingala. In contrast, it represents masculine energy. It runs along the right side of the spine, regulates vital bodily functions, and is associated with the sun and warmth. Sushumna. The central and most significant Nadi runs directly along the spine. It is considered the main channel for the flow of prana to the higher energy centers, playing a key role in the awakening and ascension of kundalini energy towards the crown chakra. Achieving a balance between Ida and Pingala favors the ascent of kundalini energy through Sushumna Nadi. Just as Ida and Pingala intersect in their ascent around Sushumna, they also establish a relationship of interdependence in respiratory activity. As we have seen, Ida and Pingala are connected with the nostrils, the former ending on the left, the latter on the right. Thus, the Nadis cause the nostrils to function cyclically, so that under normal conditions, the breathing predominates in one of them. In individuals whose subtle body is balanced, breathing changes throughout the day from one nostril to the other, in periods of 1 to 2 hours. When breathing predominates in the left nostril, and consequently the energy is channeled by Ida, the person will feel the need for rest. Their mood will be calm and passive, but it can also manifest as laziness, excessive sleep, or sadness. When, on the other hand, breathing is governed by Pingala and energy flows through the right nostril, there will be a need for dynamic action, to carry out tasks that lead to specific goals, but it can also lead to anxiety, stress, and insomnia. On the other hand, when the energy channeled by Sushumna predominates, it is reflected in the balanced flow of breathing in both nostrils. When this happens, we feel calm, peace, and fulfillment, but in a dynamic and active way, a state that is little known to most of us and very fleeting in our daily lives. Only Sushumna extends to our highest energy center, the 7th chakra Sahasrara. The kundalini energy, a potent and creative force represented by Shakti, resides in a latent state in the Muladhara chakra. When activated through spiritual practices, it is said to ascend through Sushumna, potentially opening the upper chakras and facilitating spiritual awakening. Upon reaching the Ajna chakra, or third eye, it can amplify intuition and understanding beyond the sensory realm. Its arrival at the Sahasrara chakra is considered the pinnacle of self-realization and union with the divine, transcending duality symbolized by Shiva and Shakti. Techniques like Nadi shodana, known as alternate nostril breathing, are used to balance both sides of the body and mind. In its practice, one nostril is closed while breathing through the other, alternating over several breaths. This process helps calm the nervous system and promote a balanced state of consciousness. To practice, sit comfortably with a straight back. Use the thumb and ring finger of one hand to alternate blocking each nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, blocking the right for 4 seconds. Hold the breath for 4 seconds. Exhale through the same nostril for another 4 seconds. And again, hold the breath for 4 seconds. Now, inhale through the right nostril for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale through the right nostril for 4 seconds and hold the breath again for 4 seconds. This completes one cycle. You can repeat this cycle as many times as you like, but 3 to 5 minutes is usually sufficient to balance the lateral channels. With this pranayama, we have balanced the Ida and Pingala channels, activating and clearing the central channel. Now, we will elevate the prana through the central channel, or sushumna, with another breathing technique. By practicing this technique, in addition to recharging ourselves with prana, we are promoting the elevation of kundalini energy. The next breathing technique or pranayama you can perform is as follows. Inhale for 8 seconds through the nose, followed by a 3-second retention. As you inhale, imagine filling yourself with prana and visualize it ascending from your first chakra to your ajna chakra, or third eye, through your central channel or spinal cord. While holding the breath, focus your attention on the space between your eyebrows, where the ajna chakra is located. Then, as you exhale, don't worry about the timing, but imagine redirecting that prana towards your heart. Visualize how that life energy reaches your heart and expands, filling you with a sense of bliss and abundance. The inhalation is a yogic breath that starts by filling the abdomen, lower lungs, followed by the chest, and finally the upper part, noticing how your collarbones rise. This is what is called a complete breath. You can set different intentions while practicing this breath. One intention can simply be to fill yourself with prana and direct it through each of your chakras, with the intention of feeling where you have any blockages and using energy and attention to help unblock it so that your kundalini can rise. You can also use this breath to make positive affirmations, such as, I love myself, I trust myself, I honor myself, I value myself. The process would be to repeat each of these affirmations 4 times while inhaling. Then, while holding the breath, direct the energy and your attention to the third eye. And finally, while exhaling towards the heart, repeat the affirmation once more and feel how the feeling expands throughout your being and connects with your higher self. You could do it as follows. Inhale through the nose, raising prana with your attention from the base, and passing through each chakra to the ajna, saying mentally, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Keep your attention on the third eye for 3 seconds. Then, as you exhale, repeat, I love myself, and direct your intention and charged prana towards the heart. You could also include any wish or purpose you want to achieve while doing this breathing, following the same process. The idea is that, by making affirmations, you are energizing them with prana and the power of your intention. When you bring your attention and energy to the third eye, you connect with your higher self or spirit, and by directing it to the heart, you allow it to expand through the quantum field. By resonance, what you desire, need, or want to become will come to you smoothly. You can perform these breaths for about 5 minutes and do it several times a day, then continue with meditation. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for staying with me until now, and I hope this information has been useful and enriching for you. See you in the next video.